Thanks for stopping in. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Here we go again. That lie, ducking Terrence Crawford is at it again. Up to his old cowardly tricks. Now this clown is going to sign with Goldenboy and fight two up-and-coming fighters. He's not trying to fight for any titles. At 35 years old, going on 36 with his career coming to an end. Instead of trying to be great and unifying the 147 division, he's signing with Goldenboy to fight up-and-comers for money. For me, I'm starting to question at this point, does he even belong in the Boxing Hall of Fame? No one knows what the future holds and what may be the outcome of his future fights. But as for now, to me he's a no-go. I think Crawford has threw away a chance of a lifetime. Ducking out on the Spence fight. Mark my words, Terrence Crawford is going to lose this year and Errol Spence will move on to 154 and raise hell. Let me just step back for a minute and talk about Tim Bradley. What a ugly hating clown, a fanboy of Terrence Crawford. This idiot has no credibility left, making up crap out of his distorted mind, making up crap about Errol Spence, trying to cover up for that ducking Crawford. I don't even think his talking partner Andre Ward even respects this idiot. The sooner the network finds a fair-minded person, the better. To be honest, I don't like listening to him or seeing him, and I sure don't value his opinion. And I bet I'm not the only one. Tim Bradley is a disgrace. Enough about him. Back to that lying Crawford. In his mind, he thinks he's going to age out Spence because this clown knows he's not coming to 154. Truth is, this year he will just try to make as much money as he can and then he will retire, just like his idiot friend Tim Bradley. Instead of fighting Errol Spence, if you remember, that clown Tim Bradley retired and ran from Errol Spence, and Crawford is following that same road. Now that Crawford is going to sign with Goldenboy, he has surrounded himself with people who will push a false narrative about him ducking Spence, and they can get him fights with up-and-comers and help him avoid Spence. But what they don't know, in the long run it won't work, because in the end there's something called karma. And Terrence Crawford is on the clock. I don't like making videos like this and talking about fighters knowing the hard work they put in to get to where they are. But that doesn't give them a pass when I think they are cheating the fans who spend their good money and the sport which most of us love. We praise these fighters when they do good, so we have to hold them to that same standards when they try to cheat the sport. Anyway, let me bring it back to earth. Boxing is going to be okay in the long run, and I think it starts with the big fights we have coming down the line. This year, just some thoughts I have. I think there should be some kind of commission that regulates these belts and fighters, because there is no method to the madness of how they come up with fights and who the belt holders fight. These bodies are coming up with all sorts of ways to make fights, and none of it makes any sense, but that's how boxing has always been, like it or not. I think I will wrap this up with what I started with, Terrence Crawford and his decision to sign with Goldenboy to duck out of the Spence fight. Let's see how that works out for him. That's all for now. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, go boxing.